Hey everyone, I'm Big John and welcome to another episode of the DIS Ability Show. So this week, I want to talk to you about food allergy tips and alternate food options. Now, not a lot of people know that Disney has healthy options if you don't want to eat junk food for your entire vacation. Of course, you can switch your French fries for fruit, your soda for a water, and even your Cheetos for a thing of grapes. You don't have to just junk out while you're at Walt Disney World or Disneyland. And like when you're at the restaurants, you can talk to your waiter or to change anything on the menu that you might be allergic to. Like in one of my favorite Disney documentaries, Undiscovered Disney Parks, they'll ask you if there are any allergies, and seafood's the only thing. And that was from the Undiscovered Disney documentary. If you haven't seen it, I think it's online. It's awesome. Yeah, but that way you can still have as much of a great dining experience as everyone else in your party. So, anyway, that's my tip. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the comments. I'll make sure it gets to a future episode. Now it's time for this week's Top 5. Alright. So, I am not a huge character fan, but I like to see the characters, but not right in my face and right in my space. But still, the character dining experience is very interactive and very fun. So this week, we're going to do my top 5 character dining experiences. Number 5, Cinderella's Royal Table in the Magic Kingdom. We've done this experience twice, both during the Christmas season, one in 2009 and one in 2019. You start by getting your picture taken with Cinderella. And it's very fun, and she'll interact with you until your table is ready. And you go up a few floors, and you actually dine in Cinderella's castle. It's very popular, especially with the little ones. Now, when we first tried it in 2009, the characters that would come to your table were the mice. You know, like Jacques and Gus Gus and whoever those female mice names are. But they changed it when we went there in 2019. So now it's the princesses. So Snow White, Jasmine, Aurora, and Ariel. And of course Cinderella herself. But yeah. Number 4, the Crystal Palace. So the Crystal Palace, we've done it many times. They recently brought back the Pooh characters, and it's very cool to see the Pooh characters around. Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore, and my buddy Tigger, because I believe the theory that he's autistic. But it's fun. It's a great buffet. Sometimes the characters march around the restaurant during their friendship days thing. It's very cute, and it's great as well. Number 3, the Tusker House at Animal Kingdom. We've done this once with my uncle and aunt back in 2017. Because usually our Animal Kingdom days are Pizza Safari, but luckily that trip we had 2 Animal Kingdom days, so I made an exception for them. But anyway, it's great. You see the Mickey and friends in their like safari attire, and it's very cool. And that was the day that the cast member gave me a Dream Fast Pass, which gave me access to any one attraction at one time they choose during my stay. I didn't use it. It's in one of my photo albums. And it's still a great place. Number 2, all right, we are going into across the country for a brief moment for number 2, Goofy's Kitchen at the Disneyland Hotel in California. Now, before you you are seated, you'll get your picture taken with the Goofmeister, and then you will be seated. Now, one cool thing we learned at Disneyland that they don't have at Walt Disney World is if if a person in your party doesn't want the characters right in your face, they will put a red balloon at your table to let the characters know, but they will still interact with you just from a distance. And I think Florida really ought to adopt that. I really do. But still, it was a fun experience. Great to see the characters. I shot a little video of them acting and dancing. It was pretty cool. And now my number 1 character dining experience, we're going to go back to Florida to their alternative of Goofy's Kitchen, California, Chef Mickey's at the Contemporary. Now, Chef Mickey's is, of course, one of the most popular, if not the most popular, character dining experience at Walt Disney World, because it is right smack dab in the middle of the Contemporary. You have Mickey and his friends in their chef's attire, and they will do their dancing walk around of the Biscuits in the Oven song. We did a video of that last July. It's so great. Again, if someone in your party doesn't want the characters right in your face, right in your space, talk to the character coordinator, and they will let the characters know. So anyway, let me know in the comments what your favorite character dining experience is. And now it's time for DIS or DAT. As the saying goes, in space, no one can hear you scream, unless that space happens to be Space Mountain. And it's very unique on both coasts. On one side, you have the original Walt Disney World version, which opened in 1975. Where you ride in front or behind another person, and you take on these banked, rugged turns. And the first time I rode it, I laughed my head off. On the other side, the Disneyland version, which opened 2 years later in 1977, it's a lot smoother and offers side-by-side seating, which I think is good. And at certain times, it turns into a Star Wars themed experience called Hyperspace Mountain. Now, I'll be honest, people are probably going to snap at me at this, but I think that the Disneyland version of Space Mountain is much better than the Walt Disney World version. I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash for that, but that's my opinion. But what's yours? Let me know in the comments which Space Mountain is you prefer. DIS, the Walt Disney World version, or DAT, the Disneyland version. Now, from Space Mountain to Splash Mountain, we've come to the end of an era. As of this past week, the Splash Mountain at Disneyland is no more, which means Splash Mountain no longer exists in the U.S. parks. Now, if you want to experience the Splash Mountain, you can go all the way to Tokyo, where their Splash Mountain is staying exactly the same. And during the summer season, the mountain gets a lot wetter. Of course, I don't know how you can get a lot wetter than we did for our very last Splash Mountain video, which we recently uploaded a couple days ago. Now, for those of you who are confused as to what happened in that video, when we came to the drop from Brer Bear's backside, we got completely soaked. And it kind of messed up my chargeable phone case a little. Now, as my dad and I have talked about, we thought that the Disneyland version of Splash Mountain, the water was flowing too fast to see any of the characters and see most of the animatronics, to see the scenes, and we thought the Walt Disney World will always be the better one. But we have heard some big news about Tiana's Bayou Adventure when it opens next year on both coasts. We know that Christian artist PJ Morton is going to be writing a lot of good music for the queue as well as the ride itself, as well as some original animatronic characters. Now, I've said it many times. Am I sad that Splash Mountain is gone? Yes. But am I excited to be looking forward to riding Tiana's Bayou Adventure when it opens next year? Also yes. Because Disney always relies on change, and it will always continue to rely on change, even though some changes hurt worse than others. But rest in peace, Splash Mountain. You will be missed. And I am looking forward to, and I hope that Tiana's Bayou Adventure lives up to your legacy. So anyway, that's our show. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the comments. I'll make sure to get to a future episode. For this week's shoutouts, make sure you guys check out my buddy Mike over at Mousepiration. He has not vlogged in quite a while, but I'm sure he will be getting right back to it. Also, make sure you guys check out Nate, a.k.a. Paging Mr. Morrow. He was just at the thing in Louisiana where they were giving more details about Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Definitely check him out. Also, make sure you guys check out my buddy Beth over at Best Disney Adventures. She will be on vacation next week, but she will be back in the parks the week after. So definitely subscribe to her so you never miss a stream from her. Also, make sure you guys check out Ron on the Go. He does amazing live streams from the parks each and every week. For the latest Disney news and information, make sure you guys check out WDW Magazine. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, may the mouse be with you.